Define ecological stability and explain the important theories of the stability of the ecosystem. Ecological balance or ecosystem stability implies a balance between the production and consumption of each component in the ecosystem. There are a number of theories, mechanisms, and models to explain the stability of ecosystem. The important ones are as follows. Theory of diversity or stability. If there is diversity of food webs, it will lead to an increase in the number of links in the food web, and if community succession operates in an ecosystem, the stability will increase. Homeostatic mechanism. Inbuilt, self-regulating mechanism is known as homeostatic mechanism. If within an ecosystem the population of a species increases significantly, the result will be scarcity of food, leading to competition for food. Models. The equilibrium, as well as non-equilibrium model can explain stability. Thus, if the ecosystem is disturbed by external factors, it may quickly return to its original state by some adjustments, restoring the stability. What is ecological instability? When an ecosystem is unable to adjust to the environmental changes, it is said to be unstable. The instability occurs due to a number of natural and anthropogenic activities such as destruction of natural vegetation and animal species, partly or completely, or by replacing them by other vegetations and animals, introduction of toxic substances like insecticides and pesticides, and toxic gases like CO2 and number 2. Give some examples of ecological crisis. Permian, Triassic extinction over 25 million years ago. Cretaceous, Tertiary extinction over 65 million years ago. Global warming related to greenhouse effect could involve flooding of the Asian deltas, multiplication of extreme weather phenomena, and changes in the nature and quality of the food resources. Ozone layer hole issue. Deforestation and desertification, resulting in disappearance of many species. The nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl in 1986 caused the death of many people and animals due to cancer and caused mutation in large number of people and animals. What is the importance of ecology? The study of ecology helps us to understand the various primitive factors responsible for the existence of life on Earth. The survival and well-being depend entirely on the ecological relationships. Although ecology is considered a branch of biology, ecology deals with many other branches of science, such as chemistry, physics, geology, geography, meteorology, pedology, etc. Thus, the study of ecology gives a reactive insight into the universe and helps to take proper care of the environment for overall survival. Explain the structure of an ecosystem. Ans 1. Biosphere. The biosphere is the biological component of Earth systems. It consists of all the living organisms on Earth, along with the dead organic matter produced by them. 2. Biome. Another important concept that finds place in this context is that of a biome. A biome is nothing but a large area comprising similar flora, fauna and microorganisms. Biomes categorize the biological communities on the Earth according to similarities found in the dominant vegetation, climate, geographic location, and various other characteristics. Ecologists have identified at least 5 major categories of biomes, namely aquatic, desert, forests, grasslands, and tundra. 31. Explain the components of an ecosystem with a flowchart. All ecosystems consist of components that can be categorized into 2 main types, namely abiotic components, consisting of chemical substances and physical conditions that support life in the ecosystem, and biotic components, which include all living organisms. Abiotic components that are responsible for creating the physical environment of an ecosystem consist mainly of elements like energy, inorganic elements and compounds, dead organic matter, and climate. Biotic components The biotic components of an ecosystem include plants, animals and microbes, i.e., the complete living community. The biotic components can be further classified to include autotrophs or producers, heterotrophs or consumers, and saptotrophs or reducers. Heterotrophs or consumers obtain energy and nutrients by feeding directly or indirectly on the autotrophs. Animals are the primary heterotrophs. Plants and animals provide organic matter to the soil by shedding skins as well as through death. Saprotrophs or decomposers are those organisms that consume this organic matter, which is called detritus. The organic matter that is consumed by these organisms ultimately transforms back into inorganic nutrients in the soil. The plants can utilize these nutrients to produce organic compounds. What are autotrophs? Green plants are generally considered as the autotrophs. Auto means self, trophic means nourishing. The autotrophic components include green plants, photosynthetic bacteria, chemosynthetic microbes, etc. The autotrophic components are known as producers. The main function of these is to absorb energy from non-living organisms and make it available to all living organisms. The main producers are, of course, green plants. These plants possess a green pigment called chlorophyll, which transduces solar energy. Such producers absorb solar energy through the light-trapping pigments, chlorophylls, and convert it to chemical energy with the help of inorganic substances such as water and carbon dioxide, as well as organic substances such as enzymes. Such a process is known as photosynthesis, carbon assimilation, or primary biological productivity. These autotrophs are known as photoautotrophs, as they utilize light energy. The biochemical formula that describes photosynthesis is 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus solar energy C6H12O6 plus 6O2 lower energy higher energy. What are chemoautotrophs? Once the oxygen evolved, is used for respiration by the living organisms. The other type of autotrophs called chemoautotrophs use the energy generated in an oxidation-reduction process. The microorganisms like Beggiatoa and sulfur bacteria are some examples of chemoautotrophs. However, the importance of chemoautotrophs as producers is minimal in an ecosystem. Define heterotrophs. Heterotrophs. Hetero means different, trophic means nourishing. Heterotrophic components are the living organisms that are unable to prepare their own food like autotrophs, but consume or decompose the complex food material prepared by the autotrophs or producers. Explain the functions of an ecosystem. An ecosystem has got two main functions, which are 1. Productive, and 2. Distributive. In its productive function, it produces energy, which in its distributive function is further passed on to the members in the ecosystem. Autotrophs, produce energy through chlorophyll by trapping solar energy through a process called photosynthesis. These autotrophs are then consumed by heterotrophs, consumer, and hence energy is passed on from producer to consumer.